to participate along with you to promote LEAP 2021. Let it achieve its objective leaps and bounds. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ronnie, for your kind words. As you rightly said, we should focus on smart villages now.
Okay, so is it in a? But I have to continue with my talk on this inaugural address, or there are
What,
other.
Partha?
Sir?
Where is Partha?
Yes, sir.
Partha has
Can
to.
I, yeah, can I finish my? Yeah, tell me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Please.
okay. So, yeah, I just wanted to see if the launching of this leap. When CK sir said yesterday, I was so excited that I was not aware till yesterday when he said there's so many.
Sir, sorry for the interruption. Your voice is very, very feeble, sir.
Are you able to hear me now, sir?
Yeah, now better, sir.
Okay, very good.
No, again,
So,
everybody has to go on mute, please.
yeah. It's a leap is one of the important initiative. When I saw the name, I was so excited. So this is something that is a need of an hour, livelihood empowerment acceleration program by India Startup and FWC joint project, and it is mainly facilitated and across India, and of course it's going to be later focus on Tamil Nadu from specific areas. So I was so excited to be supporting this from whatever the little knowledge I have, and whatever we have tried in the past to empower the rural villages through our social initiative. So in a great our Thiruvalluvar and Thirukural, they allotted one portion for agriculture. Yes, that's very important. Right? So there's a Uravu, there's agriculture, there is a 10 information he mentioned about Thirukural and about agriculture. So one important kural, I just wanted to, whoever is in this meeting, so later on I'll send it to CK sir about all these 10 information about agriculture, that what he mentioned, and then we can use it for our day-to-day life, because there's so much in 2000 3000 years back, they thought about agriculture, and they've written so much about agriculture in the Tamil literature. சுழன்றும் ஏர் பின்னது உலகம் அதனால் உழன்றும் உழவே தலை. So it means we can do any number of business, we can be successful in any number of business, but agriculture should be in the forefront. That is one of the best thing that you can do compared to any other business. That's so many thousand years back he has written about agriculture. Right? So there is always the farmer should be in the forefront, feeding the country. There's so much of population and that needs to be fed, and we can create any number of business, but the food is important. If there is a food scarcity comes, we cannot buy with anything, right? So we cannot buy we can give up anything, but not the food, right? So that's very important to feed the country, to feed the population. So we need to always, we know that that's why there's so many people are worried about and bringing so many initiatives together. And I'm thankful to both the organizations to arrange for such a wonderful program, and for all the experts who have been joining from various part of the place. So based on my little understanding, I traveled extensively, not only here in the US and other places where the agriculture is going on. So basically in India today, the rurals are shrinking. So cities and metros are, growing. The main reason is, it's not that their passion. They like Chennai or Pune or Bombay or Bangalore. because there is nothing in villages right now. Okay, you cannot survive in villages. The rural youth, they studied bachelor's, masters, and PhDs, and they cannot have their livelihood in the villages. If you take any sample of any of the villages, if somebody is out away from village for a long time, and just see how the person can survive, because there is making this money, or doing some small business, or doing agriculture, and we can produce anything. They are very experts in producing so much, but challenge is selling the product, getting the minimal, sustainable cost. I mean, the price for the items that they produce. There is no value for that right now. There is no proper system to get things from the farmers with the right money, right price. Because they are, for example, in my village, my father recently said, I sold 400 coconut from my farm. So, I said, how much? He said 4 rupees per coconut. But in Chennai, there is a 25 to 35 rupees. It's sold in the market. But in your farm, it will be around 3 rupees, 4 rupees, 5 rupees. But the labor cost is, 500 to 700 per day, okay, which may not be worth hiring for somebody to take the agriculture product result, a yield. So that's a major thing. One is the labor side is increased, the cost of living is increased, but the fertilizer and the other seeds and everything is increased. The wages are increased. The only thing is not increased is the production price, selling price, because it's going day by day less. So that's why the agriculture is suffering and the rural economy is not able to stand up. So we need a direct selling. We need so many people to step in to help the rural economy to boost, and there should be sustainable, self-sustainable green villages. That should be the only option where there is a production and the consumption to be localized, so that whatever they prepare, it's a nearby, without much transportation, without much population moving, they should be able to make money out of it, and then they should be able to survive. And if you see that today's healthcare problems, it could be a diabetic, or it could be a cancer, or it could be a autism. You see the number of the phenomenal. It's growing like anything, right? There's so much of money there. People are spending on the healthcare today. So much insurance schemes are started. So many programs are surrounded by the healthcare now. So the main problem is with the food, right? So that's something, there should be a lot of research should happen, and then we should again focus on the quality food produced on the rural, and agro-tourism. There's a
Partha, I'm afraid there is a long list of speakers. You please shorten your speech.
yes,
We want you to support the LEAP through the experience and knowledge, and whatever you have built an ecosystem in Tamil Nadu, we would like to LEAP should be a part. You should be a part of the LEAP program and take it across Tamil Nadu.
sure, sir.
And please shorten your speech.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is I mean, with the traditional values, there are so much of traditional values, along with whether Dr. Nammalwar or so many people have done enough groundwork, and a lot of youngsters have got motivated now. The scientific and technology should be merged together to bring the smartness in the rural economy. So that is something that the educated mass from the technology and scientific background people should be able to help, and there can be a number of innovation should happen in the rural area. That's what the India startup and FWC is trying to achieve through the LEAP program. Yes, so we all will be there to support whatever way is possible, and I wish this program helps not only Tamil Nadu, across India, to empower the villages. Thank you very much. Thanks for the great opportunity.
Thank you, Partha, for
Thank you.
inaugurating the loop. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Partha Sarthi. I just want to share one more information over here. It will be apt for me to contribute over here. See, we are having two more ambitious program to be launched along with the First World Community. That is a virtual super bazaar exclusively for the purpose of regional producers and these formal producers organizations. That is to be launched, and which is going to be a collaborative inventory management by which one product being sold in some place can be sold by the counterparts in other place also. So this is the first time of its type that we will be launching that. And apart from that, we are also planning to come up with this flea market concept to help the regional producers to market the product there locally. So these two projects are there in Anvil. Maybe sometime in the month of October we will be launching. So we are here to support the entire community, and vice versa. We are definitely asking the community to also come and support us. Thank you for your kind words and your support. So thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Moni.
Thank you very much. And
You are muted, Dr. Moni. You need to unmute it.
how much time do I have, Mr. Partner?
Maybe another 5-10 minutes, sir. No problem.
Okay, fine,
Please
no
go
problem.
ahead.
Then
There are lot
then
many,
let me.
yeah, lot
Okay,
many
no
delegates
problem.
from
Then
Japan have come. So please.
okay. So the thing is that then let me not use my PowerPoint. Let me talk from my heart. So thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this very important program. And I know, and this is yeah, organized by the India Startup 360 and the First World Community. And we're also very happy to launch the LEAP 2021 program. After my retirement as a Director General National Informatics Center, I have joined as a Professor Emeritus with the Soviet Institute of Engineering Technology, MEVET, and established about 5 centers of excellence to promote digital technology in rural area. 1987, I was the project director for operationalization of the District Information System program in 512 districts when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, which has visualized 28 sectoral database development program and also a comprehensive village level information system, which were presented in the 5 district collectors conference. I was there in discussing with about at that time about 512 district collectors were called in 5 regional conference and were presented to them. 95, I was instrumental in organizing a big national conference at Vigyan Bhavan. That conference was on the title National Conference on Informatics for Sustainable Agriculture Development, which gave the blueprint for IT in agriculture, 15 informatics network. Being a person, computer science, MTech computer science from IIT Chennai, 1976-78 batch, and also a student of mathematics, MSc mathematics from Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda College, Mylapore. I took a pledge to work in the area of bringing technology in agriculture rural development from my positions in National Informatics Center. I took a passion. During my tenure, I would have been traveled more than 400 districts in the country. I was able to see the rural distress way back in 2000. And this is the time I thought that the 15 informatics network, which were as the recommendations of the national conference that is called ISDA 95, which I was, motivated to have it based on the recommendation of Rio Ed Summit, Agenda 21, Chapter 10, 14. And then I thought that it is very essential to, operationalize and convert as an academic program to motivate rural students to get into, agriculture through information technology. And today, the COVID situation, COVID-19 pandemic situation has shown the result that how the people from urban area are moving to the rural areas to get into agriculture. This is one situation. That has motivated me to get into the university after my retirement to have agricultural informatics as a discipline. Center for Agriculture Informatics and E-Governance Research Studies, which is launched, which is the first center in the whole world, and to motivate the students of agriculture science and non-agriculture science to have IT appropriately to get into agriculture discipline. MTech in Agricultural Informatics and BTech in Agricultural Informatics and PG diplomas diploma. India is a country which has got sunshine for 365 days, 127 agroclimatic zones, 400 agricultural commodities, and we don't have an appropriate agricultural value chain. For us, one solution fits for all. We've got 1,400 operational holders who, grow food. 85% of the operational holders are small and marginal farmers having 2 hectares land, and they are the food security network. Next, they are the champions, and they cannot get into mechanization very effectively. It's very costly for them. So informatics-led development is a very important thing. And during the COVID situation, before that, in order to facilitate the agriculture value chain, established a Center for Center for Agribusiness and Disaster Management Studies. Then, in order to promote informatics and e-governance effectively, that Center for Informatics Development Solutions and Applications, Center for Industry 4.0 Technology Studies and Applications. Rural economy, and our Dr. Ashok Kumar very nicely said it, that India is an agrarian economy, and this is the era of digital platform economy. India has to be a digitalized agro economy. 14 crore farmers have to be digitalized. They should be made as a global entrepreneur. Does the governments at the state level do have vision to convert farming as a smart farming? And why should we allow every drop of rainfall has to go to Bay of Bengal without our permission? And can we think back to the period of Chola? They have constructed water bodies in every village. Today, all water bodies are encroached. All waters, rainfall goes when the rainy season, it goes to Bay of Bengal without our permission. And when there is no water, when there is, we fight with interstate problems. So this is very important that if India has to be an agrarian economy, water is an important component. Industries, small-scale industries are very important component. Agriculture is a very important component, and health is a very important component. Unave marandu. The thing is that if agriculture, health, industries, and natural resource management are essential for, SNT-based agricultural, practices. So this is an important thing. So that made me part of the National Doubling Farmers Income Committee report, Income by 2022 report. I was the chairman for 2 subcommittees, Volume 11 and Volume 12B. Volume 12B talks about digital technology in agriculture. So in this one, we have recommended, based on my experience, from 1987 onwards to 2014-16, converted as a 7 mission mode projects. Let me read it out for the benefits of, because this is an Indian startup, startup. Let me read it out very important, that digitalized agriculture is the digital technology and innovation in agriculture, synergization of digital India, make in India, stand up India, startup India, and skill India. As of now, the impact of these national level programs are very minimal at grassroots level, at farm level and farmer level, that too at a small scale farmer level, because people don't want to walk down to the village. And second one, that is, that to facilitate smart rainfed farming, smart irrigated farming, and smart tribal farming. There is no, importance given for tribal farming in the country. So that's the reason only these three categories of smart rainfed farming and smart, irrigated farming and smart tribal farming. Second one is digitalized agromet advisories and agricultural risk management solutions. Third is that this country, we don't have a comprehensive agricultural resources information system. I was the member secretary of a task force in 2000 to have an agricultural resources information system. Till now, the report is lying and gathering dust. We don't have what is available on the ground, what is available below the ground, and what is available above, on the ground. And so I put as a third recommendation in the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report 2022 is digitalized comprehensive agricultural resources information system and micro level planning, facilitating smart farming and smart village. And this isn't because today technology has to be adopted, digital technology has to be adopted. We need to have who is the farmer and where is his farm. Farm planning is very essential, which is not happening. And the fourth is that we have got more than 400 agricultural commodities and 2,000 varieties. We can give food to the whole world. Canada has got about something like 9 value chain, and they have doing fantastic thing in the world. And why can't we have an digitalized agriculture value chain for 400 agriculture commodities, which will give large scale employment opportunities and also facilitation to the 14 crore operational holders in the country? Why it's not happening? We have 6,500 agriculture block developed agriculture officers, and they don't have even a 2-page note on that how many farmers are doing what in their block. That is the situation. Then digitalized access to inputs, technology, knowledge, skill, agricultural finance, credit, marketing, agribusiness management of the farmer. Farmer has to run from pillar to post. And then digitalized integrated land and water management. Every drop has to be saved in the country for more crops. And seventh is digitalized integrated farm health management system. Farmer health, public health, animal health, soil health, plant health, water health, and the fishery health. Okay. Because 85% of the disease which we get come from animal. And this is a very important thing. You just to take it up that even the last one which is said, it can bring in umpteen number of startups at the grassroots level. Everything is vertical in the country. Now, this has to be, the barriers has to be cut across. And this is a 7-mission mode project. And then the country, last year, 2020, the country, the government, union government, the central government has enacted 3 important acts. When I was involved in digital technology in agriculture, I didn't have the support of the legislation. But today with the 3 farm acts and the 7 mission mode programs which are discussed for digitalized agricultural economy can bring in 2.25 lakh Agritech deep startups in the country, 1 per each Gram Panchayat, to facilitate 14 crore farming community. livestock economy, and fisheries economy. We have got about something like 22,000 primary fisher community cooperative societies, 33 lakhs, members. And if the fishery value chain with the blockchain technology traceability is adopted, it can bring an additional employment of another 63, two times. So we can have 1 crore employment opportunities in one commodity alone. We got 1 lakh, more than 1.5 lakh agriculture cooperative systems. And there is, even though we talk about digitalization, but the agenda of cooperative networks and e-cooperatives are there from since 2004. So they have to be converted as a startups. And Japan and Korea, Thailand, all agricultural farmers working through cooperatives, farmer producer organization, farmer cooperatives produce and sell it to urban consumer cooperatives. There is no middleman. It is not only doubling farmers' income, it is in times multiplier, multiple times of income. Farmer produce, farmer cooperatives send it to urban cooperatives, and urban cooperatives sell it, and the money goes back to the farmer. So this is an conversion of all agriculture cooperatives as an e-cooperatives in the country. So with these three things, which I normally as to have it during the COVID situation, I used to have one mantra: Modi works and let Modi also work. So I have a webinar series, national webinar series on doubling farmers' income by 2022. I completed 40th edition by last Thursday. All topics, I will request all of the startups, entrepreneurs can look into the topic. They're all very relevant, and this can be for every startup. They can do it. And also international webinar series on open technology, towards self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that also has completed 40 editions. So the 80 editions of both the national and international has given lot of problem areas for these startups to undertake. So this is an important thing that which I thought that I should mention it. And second one is that 80% of the agri startups use digital technology as a part of their core offering. If the agri startups are using digital technology as the core offering, then the rural youths and the progressive farmers have to be trained on use of digital technology. This is where the agricultural informatics is going to play an important role. All BSc Agricultural Science graduates has to be converted as an agricultural informatics specialist. A BSc Agricultural Science has to be converted as a 4 years agricultural science and 4 years computer science, synergized to 4 years agricultural science and computer science. We want agricultural science graduate as the computer scientist when he come out, rather than becoming an agriculture officer in the government and rather than becoming a bank officer. We need agricultural science graduate to go and do farming. And they cannot go for pension jobs.
Dr.
And this
Moni,
is very important. Yeah.
Dr.
Okay.
Moni,
yeah,
please.
Second one is that small farmers are critically important for global food supply. And digital interventions are critical for doubling farmers' income. Pandemic contributed to new business models gaining importance. For farmers, technology is a tool for augmenting incomes. So digital technology in agriculture is very important to have an Indian agrarian economy as a digitalized Indian agrarian economy. And agricultural informatics is has to facilitate the rural youth to get into agriculture in a very big manner. And if we adopt digital technology in a very big manner, and farm extension 4.0, which has got in this country we don't look into effective natural resource management. We don't do farm planning appropriately. And this is an area where the startups, that's why I have a target of how to achieve one agri-tech, deep tech startup in every Gram Panchayat to take on 400 agricultural commodities, 1,400 agricultural operation holders, and livestock economy, and also to achieve the 7 measurement programs, which I was part of the Doubling Farmers Income Committee report. And that's why I am involved in organizing 2 webinars every week. And, this agricultural informatics in the form of MTech, agricultural informatics, BTech agricultural informatics, PG diploma in agricultural informatics, and a diploma in agricultural informatics, and Industry 4.0 technology, that is SMEs, MBA in Industry 4.0 for SMEs. We have got 63 million SMEs in the country. If you would like to, compete with China, all these 63 million SMEs has to be globalized. They have to CEOs of SMEs has to be trained on Industry 4.0. So these are all the 3 areas. Startups have got a lot of opportunities. Leap 2021 can work on this vertical frame of agriculture, health, and industry. Education and finance has to be the denominators for these numerators. So with this, I thank very much the organizers, Mr. Parthasarathi Iyengar, Dr. Ashok Kumar, and the speakers who have talked before me, and also the participants, and very, the important that I welcome all the international participants, especially from Japan and other parts of the country, for these very important programs. Thank you very much, and let us look for digitalized agricultural economy in the country with the 2.25 lakhs agri startups in the country. Thank you very much, Mr. Parthasarathi.
Thank you, Dr. Moni. Thanks for your thorough insight. And it is really a very encouraging aspect that you are working very closely with the startup community. We would like to hear more from you in the days to come on a very independent and separate program so that people can be benefited. But in the general interest of the time, another aspect that we would like to focus now is the where the money comes to the entrepreneur. So we have the CEO of Equitas Bank, Mr. John Alex, to give his next session. Over to you, John.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. And I thank Mr. Partha for inviting me. I just want to share a few thoughts of mine. I would like to thank Professor Mani for giving an overview. One confession I have to make here. I'm an agriculture graduate. Sir, and I feel so guilty because he said people who finished agriculture. I worked for 4 years in the government department of agriculture. Yes, we interacted with farmers. We spoiled the farmers. We spoiled the farmlands. And then I jumped into banking. I was in a public sector bank as agriculture officer. Of course, I started lending to agriculturists in a big way. Those were the days when we showed agriculture repayment at 97%, small farmers. I understood them. I've gone to certain villages in Andhra during 83, and that when I funded the first tractor in that village. So the farmer he was more richer than me, but he actually sought my blessing as a young boy because he said, this is the first tractor in that village. It's a small village. I had to travel 60 kilometers when I was in Indian Overseas Bank. So I took a lot of joy in giving. But Professor Moni is hit me in my heart, saying that as agriculture graduate, I should have been in the farm, not in the bank. But rightly so, I like to tell Mr. Partha here and all the people here that from Equitas, we have been funding the microfinance, self-help group women. And cumulatively in 15 states, we are given to 9 million women. And why women? because the recovery is 99.99%. So that's the success of Equitas. We started in 2007. Now we are a 40,000 crore small finance bank. Small again is for small loan. Our average loan will be around 3 lakhs. Average loan ticket size is 3 lakhs. So again, we are in the low income segment, and we are happy to do that. Our risk is very spread. We don't give to the people who run away from this country. We give all risk is very spread. So we'll be happy to work with the in this LEAP program, especially livelihood, empowerment, and acceleration program, especially among the youth. Uh, I was always dreaming of the fact that young people should go back to villages wearing jeans and with a laptop to bring in transformation. I mean, that's the dream that we have. And the organizer here, I don't get your name, sir. You're the
Dr. Ashok
MC,
Kumar. Dr. Ashok Kumar.
Dr. Achal Kumar. No, you, sir, your name is?
I am Parth Sarthi, sir.
You are Mr. Parthasarthi. And Mr. Parthasarthi rightly said some of the initiatives bringing back the youth into agriculture is something that is required and it is happening. In fact, during COVID, what has happened is many of our young staff went back to villages because fear of the city. I'm in Chennai. And what we found was he slowly looked at his father doing agriculture and he said, can I do it better? And some of them have not come back. They are now in agriculture. That's a good thing. Probably I thank COVID for taking back this youth into the villages. And now is some of them with tablet, they are able to access information, markets, etc. And Super Bazaar is a lovely idea because some of the things that is bugging agriculture is marketing. Like rightly said, at the farm gate price, it is 10 rupees a gunny bag. But when it arrives on my table, it is 100 rupees. Can we play in the supply chain? There is demand, there is supply. How do we match this properly and cut the supply chain and bring in more margin for the farmer? There are so many players in the supply chain. Can we cut this? Flea market is another lovely idea. I think I should work with the Partha and the team to see how all our women's group can be educated on this because they're all farmers. Um, because of Indian system, women do not own the agricultural land, but the husband only owns. So, but they can become crucial players in transforming agriculture through their children. So, can we educate the women and the children to go back to agriculture, mechanize it, bring in a lot of transformation, and bring back the glorious days of organic farming? Like Mr. Anbaragan from IFS was talking about entire chicken being transferred into organic. Can we bring back some states? I've been to Bhutan. They also said they never use inorganic fertilizer. Can we do it in Bhutan? Flea market is a lovely idea. When you go to European countries, I have gone and purchased in flea market. It's very cheap. But at the same time, good margin for the seller. We have all this, weekly Sanda. The success of Equitas is Kodi Vangal, Kodi Nanmai. Power of aggregation. Even farmers have to come together. FPO is a good model. But we have been successful in bringing the women together in self-help group. Can we bring the men together? It's a bit difficult. 20 men, difficult to see. We tried the men self-help group. It's not working. Women, it's working because they know the opportunity. They have come together. Imagine 9 million women we are given and they have repaid back well. If we can bring that discipline in men, I think small is also beautiful. Small holdings coming together, the power of aggregation has proved. So I'm offering this idea that bringing them together, bringing cooperative farming. Cooperative farming is the answer for India because everybody's got small holding. I know families because I've been in this field for 40 years. I know farmer who had 4 acres. Now he has 3 children, divided 1 acre each, one to the daughter. Now these people have 2 children each. I don't know what will happen to the land. It'll be fragmented. So we put all the buns in the moment 1 acre is divided into two. We put a bun, wastage of land. If only the buns are removed, this all mindset. What is a bun dividing a land? It's only a mind block. If you can remove the bun and uh, grow something there, I think Indian agriculture product will increase by 25%. I'm sure about that. So it's all a mind block that we have a bund, a boundary. each plot of land. So I think these are some thoughts I leave. But last frightening thought I would like is IPCC recently told that it's too late to save the world. I am also a trustee of Exnora. We are trying to work in small mitigative ways to control global warming. IPCC declared it is too late to save the world. Can we do something? One thought is we have to take a pledge to save our Earth. This is the only planet human beings can live. There's no other planet, so they've not found out. So with this thought, I thank the organizers. I'll be happy to be part of LEAP, send this message to our women's group. We work in 15 states. We have 1,000 branches, 16,000 staff. We do a lot of CSR. We spend 5% of our CSR for, unlike the Ministry of Corporate Affairs says 2%, we have been spending 5%. We run 8 schools. We are going to start a cancer hospital in Chennai with Sringeri Month. We do health camps, skill training. We are rehabilitate homeless. So I'm be happy to partner with any of the people here, good people. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Alex, for your kind word, and I'm very happy to announce you that your digital team is already working with us to organize the accelerator program Equitech. So we are definitely looking forward to work along with your team, and we'll definitely work closely with you. And thanks for your insight and thanks for your kind words. There is a long way to go. We are definitely happy to work along with you. Anyway, any format it is feasible. So thank you once again. So I now call upon Dr. Ratnam, who has been very patiently waiting since long, the CEO of Milky Mist, how the dairy and the value addition of the dairy products can play a crucial role to the entrepreneurship development, especially in the rural segment. Over to you, Dr. Ratnam. Please unmute yourself and start.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning, Partha. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible. Bit echo is there.
Sorry?
Bit echo is there, but still okay.
Okay. Good morning to all of you, my fellow speakers, distinguished guests, and the organizers. See, I have been associated with the milk industry on the rural economy sustainable development since last 2.5 decades, almost 25 years, 27 years now. And I am also happy to inform you all that, I was very fortunate to be associated with the development of the white revolution and taking up the India's milk production from one level to the next level for a total number of, associating with Amul for almost 23 years. What I have seen, during those 25 years of my life in Amul, and again, about 2.5, 3 years of my association with Milky Mist is that, see, milk is an integral part of the rural economy, which gives a very, very sustainable income. It also, the farmers or the producers are completely self-dependent on the milk. And milk is the only commodity in Indian agricultural arena that it gives money to them 365 days a year. And no agricultural produce gives money a daily basis back to the villages. So that is the kind of enormous strength this sector has started. It all started, that I don't have to tell anything about the white revolution, or I don't have to tell anything about how India became #1 milk producing country in the world. But with today's milk procurement of almost 200 million metric tons of the whole country, about 52% is handled by an organized sector, both cooperatives and private sectors put together. Cooperatives were very, very strong. They have been grown from leaps and bounds, and some of the cooperatives becoming very, very strong in the Indian market. At the same time, the private people also, started growing very fast and very, in a very big way. I would like to point out here, the kind of economy which developed in association with the milk industry. I have seen the villages 20 years back, and I'm seeing the villages now. That's kind of a lot of prosperity. I have seen during my association days with Amul, right from 1995 till 2018, is that every village through its milk operations, established cooperative societies or the milk collection centers, had independently developed their infrastructure facilities, like constructing schools, putting up the roads, proper roads, kind of water tanks for the village, developing community centers, and also developing a community cultivation. So it's kind of an overall development undertook by the villages, by the milk cooperative societies, either in Gujarat or in elsewhere in India. That's number one. And number two, I have also seen a kind of an ecosystem working in the villages. We know that on every 10th day or on the completion of 1 week, the money goes back to the villages. On the 10th day of that money going back to the villages, money getting transferred into the society or the farmers, there will be large number of small vendors going to the village. Some people with the vessels and the cycles or motorcycles, somebody with the clothes or textiles. And again, each and every village, if it is a 200 houses or 100 houses, you can see some sort of small shops coming up. The people get milk in the money from the society or from the collection center. They go to the next shop and they spend some money on purchasing the groceries or vegetables or whatever it is. And they go to the next person, they buy some clothes and all those things. So, it's a kind of an economy which is an ecosystem which is getting developed, which all in turn, putting money back into the, into the rural population. That has given an enormous amount of spending capacity to the milk producers. And in most of the states, wherever I have seen, where the cooperative system or the private system has well established in this area, the people have got a lot of money. And again, if you look at it, whether many of you may agree with me or at some point of time, because of this, since last 2 decades, the development of the roads and infrastructure facilities, the rural prosperity has gone up for a few reasons. Number one, along the roadsides, there's a lot of developmental activities have taken place, be it a shop or a mechanical shop or an electrical shop or a pawn shop or a retail small shop selling all the soft drinks, or a small workshops, and all those things which have developed along the roadsides, wherever the national highways or the state highways in prominent places. And that has generated a kind of an employment in the villages. That's number one. And then number two, because the roads and infrastructure have developed, people have become more economically valued because of their land and because they are able to reach their produce within no time. And the another important factor is that post-COVID, pre-COVID conditions were different. Now post-COVID, I could see that lot of people who have migrated from big cities into the rural setup. And I would say that since last a decade or so, I have been traveling extensively to various parts of the country inside. You can see a lot of small agro-based industries getting developed in the village, in the rural setup. That's one of the one of the very important development or the change which is happening at the rural setup. So it's the sky is the limit, as you today say, that the banks are available to fund, and there are so many other financial institutions. So there are small startups which are happening, and kind of a lot of agro-based industries are coming up in the rural setup, be it on a coconut processing, on milk processing, on fruits or vegetables, so on and so forth. We can name anything. So all these things started putting money back into the rural setup. So that's a good amount of economy which is getting developed now. One of the study by A.C. Nielsen and others who pointed out is that the spend on food and food and F&B, food and vegetables and these things by a rural population is now slightly higher than the spend by an urban population. So that's the kind of developments which have taken place. Now coming back to this one, the growth and the startups and other things. I specifically restrict myself to the milk industry, which has been growing, procurement is growing around 5 to 6% CAGR since last many years. And there's a huge, market potential for the milk and the value-added dairy products, and the food products. And this sector is growing again almost, depending upon the product category, about 15 to 20% in a year. So what I'm saying is there's a huge opportunity available for the small entrepreneurs. And if you look at it, gone are the days where we used to study biology or botany or zoology and other things and looking for the government jobs or the private jobs. And those things have changed. Because of the education system, now the youth has larger options, to start on their own. And the funding is not an issue. So what I'm saying is that because of the connectivity, because of the road, the infrastructure development, reaching to the cities is has become so in a very less time manner. So you're able to reach it within a short period. So all these things have led to a kind of a developmental in the rural economy. That's what I see, and I'm seeing that next 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we would see a very, very strong rural economy growing. And as the government's, the ambition or the Prime Minister's ambition of doubling farmers' economy will not be, far away at the present condition, the rate of growth kind of a thing. So opportunities are plenty. Anybody, a startup, there's not a problem at all. They can do. Market is available, produce is available, infrastructure is available, funding is available through different sources. So I see a lot of potential in this area, particularly in agro-based rural development in the coming years. So with that, I am thankful to Mr. Partha and also for giving me this opportunity, and I hope the country would grow in a very, very rapid manner than what it has been. We have seen last 75 years of independence. Thanks a lot once again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Ratnam, for your kind words and for the time provided to you. It's definitely going to be an encouraging word for all the entrepreneurs who are venturing into the dairy areas. Any quick takeaways that you would like to give it for the upcoming entrepreneurs who want to venture into dairy tech?
As I said, you see, this sector is very much growing. There's a market available, and if you look at it, last 2 years or last few years, 3, 4 years, there is a small players who have come up, who has a small land holding, set up a dairy farm, and supply milk and a small, value-added products to the nearby community. And this is going to go up. Leave apart the organized players like us, but there will be a small players, those who are getting into this one. This area is very, very, very promising. Sustainable income and self-employable. Okay, that's the key to it, and we will be able to grow in that area. So that's what my take on for my advice to the young entrepreneurs. They don't have to depend on anything, but get into the job, roll up your sleeves, and start doing the activities. Opportunities are plenty.
Thank you. Thank
Mr.
you.
Partha,
Yes.
Mr. Partha, can you give me 1 minute?
Yeah,
I
please,
would like
please,
to
please, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Please go
Just
ahead.
this is organized activities in dairy sector is about 35%. The 65% is an unorganized sector, which is amounting to about 2.5 lakh to 3 lakh crores business, and which has to be tapped. And this is where the dairy informatics network value chain will play a big role, where that all the, he very nicely said it, that small players are there and they have to be brought in along the value chain. Thank you very much.
Hey, I wanted to go one step ahead and then ask one question, if I am allowed to, with Dr. Ratnam. Is there,
Yeah,
do you foresee any possibility of getting the product outsourced or like some sort of white labeling by the brand leaders so that you can encourage more small entrepreneurs in different product segment? Not I'm talking about only the milk, the value added products, like you have some product like say payasam you have, and of course paneer is one big product that it is very predominant in the dairy sector. Do you foresee any particular aspect that small milk producers can come and value add with your brand or something like that?
Yeah, we see contract manufacturing or white labeling is becoming very in today's dairy sector in India, because I know, and we have been, in fact, in Amul we were into contract manufacturing with the third party operations
I
at
know, yeah.
locations, because I was there, and but that's not a new thing which is picking up. And anybody who has a small, for example, a cheese manufacturing setup, or an ice cream, a small manufacturing setup, the opportunities are available plenty. You don't have to, there are, without kind of a contract manufacturing or white labeling, the industry cannot survive going forward. That's a norm now. And as Professor said, Matsami said, is that, I again continue on that point, is that, by 2030, I think about 70% of the milk produced in India would be collected by an organized sector. It can be a small private fellow, or it can be a cooperative, or it can be anybody. But from today's, about it's not 35%, it's slightly higher, around 50%. It would go up to 70%, and that would again generate lot of economic development, generate lot of employment, and also generate lot of technology improvements in the system.
Quite true.
And it's an overall development. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ratnam,
Thank you,
for
sir.
that. Okay, I now call upon Mr. Karunanidhi to introduce our Japan delegates and take up the proceedings further. It has been a quite long waiting for them. Mr. Karunanidhi, can you unmute and come yourself, please?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Partha, sir. Thank you very much. And very warm, good morning and welcome to all of you. Let me introduce and our whole team and our very best thanks to our mentor and Guru C.K. Ashok Kumar, sir, for giving this best opportunity, and possible community through the lead is also collaborating with the Japanese in a large way going forward. So myself, Karunanidhi Kashinathan, you all can call me KK, and I've been working in IT industry and quit Hitachi from a global director role, and then I took up the agriculture in the front, though I have the technology which I put it in the backside. So it's a very relevant for us today, that Agritech 360, that we are all here. And to introduce about the Japan and our team, myself, Karunanidhi Kashinathan, and I have a Government of India, retired 18 years, a consultant who is present with us. His name is Mr. Hideharu Hyodo, whom you are all seeing like an energetic 28 years young boy who is sitting with us here.
Nice to meet you. All of except Ashok Nagar, Alawan is the first time to meet with you. So thank you very much. In Chennai, it's very nice meeting. So someday directly I would like to meet with you someplace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sensei. We call him as Sensei. Sensei means like a guru and mentor. He wanted to convey thanks to C.K. Ashok sir, and wanted to meet him because I think he met him in a couple of instances. So thank you, Sensei, for your great presence today. And going forward,
we are very honored by his presence, Sensei Koido.
Thank you very much.
And going forward, we have the biological organic farming team, which is very relevant. And we had two gentlemen who just now, I think, left. And one is Mr. Ryuta Katagiri, who is the biological organic farming international advisor. And also he is an international advisor for the JOFA, Japan Organic Farming Association. And we have Mr. Ishihara-san, who is the secretary of Japan Organic Farming Association from Japan. What is the special about this organization, JOFA, is it is funded by Japanese government and JICA. I think many of you know about JICA, JICA, which is also funding to NABARD in a very big way, and all the metros across India for the infrastructure development. So JICA is coming in a big way to fund for the Indian agricultural domain. That's one thing. And the biological organic farming block is a great initiative by the Japanese under the principles of our Masanobu Fukuoka. Masanobu Fukuoka, everybody knows through the One-Star Revolution, a very famous author for One-Star Revolution. And the team has, just left because they have got other meetings. But we have some video, 2-3 minutes to showcase about what is the initiative by them. And we led 20 farmers to Japan under the guidance of Dr. Murugesan and P.R. Ravichandran and our team, with the support by Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar sir under the FWC to Japan. We all went in February 2020 on 21st, and we were welcomed by Rajinikanth fan club head, and they were hosting us the first day. The second day we were welcomed and given a lot of insights from the Indian consulate located in Tokyo and Osaka. So I'll show you a little bit about the video on that. And coming to our other guest, we have Mr. Shimizu, Kazumori Shimizu. This gentleman, Mr. Kazumori Shimizu, is a principal for Sustainable Development Goal of United Nations located in Nagoya. As we all know that Nagoya is the automotive hub, the place for the automotive capital in the world. All the headquarters of the Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and all the Suzuki and almost all the automotive are present in Nagoya. Let me call Mr. Shimizu-san to give you a bit of introduction. Shimizu-san could not speak much in English, so I can help him to bridge. Shimizu-san, Nihongo de yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Minasan ni少し自己紹介。
はい。My name is Kazumori Shimizu。私は、名古屋で。
今マスクを外してもいいですか？
はい。
大丈夫ですか？すいません。
はい。私は今、名古屋の方で SDGs 大学を、運営しております。SDGs を、広く広めるためにですね、エデュケーション、教育の方を行っております。また、インドのですね、アイルベーダに非常に興味を持っていらっしゃる会社があります。そちらの方でですね、瞬間にパウダーにする機械を、持ち込みまして、アイルベーダをサプリメントに、使いたいというプロジェクトが今ありますので、またその時にはぜひ、ご相談乗ってください。以上です。
ありがとうございます。Thank you so much, Shimizu-san. Shimizu-san is a very high-level collaborator from Japan internationally, and he is also appointed by Nagoya Aichi-ken as an Ayush ambassador, like Ashokana is appointed as an Ayush ambassador from India. India and Japan is going to collaborate in a very big way in the Ayush industry. And agriculture is directly connected with this Ayush industry because a lot of initiatives across India in the medicinal plant that has been taken in the recent days. And I'm sure this COVID has opened an eyes about the Ayush throughout the world in a very positive way. And we are giving a very positive signal to the world through the Siddha and Ayurveda. Already Dr. Gautaman is connected to Japan with a lot of Ayurveda systems from India to the doctors in Japan and the medicinal experts in Japan. Thank you so much, Shimizu-san. And we have Mr. Ioki-san also, who is from Japan as a representative from the Japanese UNESCO. And also we have Ms. Fujimoto-san. Fujimoto-san is the lady who is representing an UNESCO initiatives from Japan, from Nagoya. Fujimoto-san, are you there? Fujimoto-san, いらっしゃいますか？
藤本さん、ちょっとお時間があって、退出をされました。
そうですか、わかりました。岩木さん、自己紹介お願いします。できますか？すいません。
はい、はい、できます。Namaste. My name is Noboru Hiyoki. 有限会社、商家の日置と言います。日本愛知県より参加させていただいております。本日は弊社取扱商品をご紹介させていただきますので、よろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
はい、続けてよろしいでしょうか。
Mr. Iwoki-san is representing from Nagoya, and he's also collaborated with the team of Shimizu-san and others in the SDGs, and he's also having a great initiative for the bacterial and fungal and all the virus initiatives. So Japanese are very good in the technology inventions. In fact, they have invented a COVID killer machine in Japan, which we have imported to India. And this machine has the capacity of killing the COVID in the air or in the surfaces just in 1 minute. So they have a nanotechnology, a liquid. They use the pure water to make it as a nanobubble water, and which is given into the machine. Like that, there are a lot of inventions which happen in Japan are being brought to India. And now I would like to show you. We have a great collaboration in Nagoya through Mr. Nathan. Mr. Nathan is an American who married to a Japanese and living in Nagoya for more than 40 years. And he is actually from New York, and he is well connected with all the managing directors and CEOs in Nagoya in the entire industrial gamut of automotive and electronics. Mr. Nathan-san, are you there? Mr. Nathan, are you there? Okay. Mr. Nathan, are you there? Nathan? Okay. So Shimizu-san, Nathan-san に電話をかけて少しよろしくお願いします。
姉さん？
今入っているけど繋がらないからちょっとかけてください。
じゃあちょっと日置さんのちょっと商品の説明を。
そうですね。日置さんすみません。ちょっと
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
はい。
時間がちょっと少し
わかりました。はい。本日は光触媒による新型コロナウイルスに対する不活化効果のある抗菌についてご紹介させていただきます。
So the device that he is showing is about the virus from the Japan invention and through the technology.
まずは光触媒についてご説明させていただきます。光触媒とは主成分である酸化チタンが太陽の光および室内の光を利用し、有害物質、細菌、匂いを水と二酸化炭素に分解、無害化する反応のことを示します。
はい、お願いします。
奈良県立医科大学医学部微生物感染症学講座の報告によりますと、光触媒が持つ抗菌・抗ウイルス効果によって新型コロナウイルスの不活化効果があることが判明しました。
はい。
物質の表面についた新型コロナウイルスによる接触感染防止に有効であることが可能性が考えられました。
はい。なんか植物もバクテリアとかウイルスがなくなるようなソリューションがあるんですか？
まだ、エビデンス等は出ていませんけども、今いろんなものに使えるところを、模索しているところであります。
はい、
また、抗菌、抗カビ、抗ウイルス、消臭、空気洗浄効果がありますので、また農業分野でも何かお役に立てれればと思います。よろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。So he introduced about what the invention that they have done in the COVID virus killer, about the machine that he has shown, and also they are working on the antibacterial and other areas which are going to be connected with the agricultural areas. Well, as we all know that Shimizu-san was also talking about that EM. We all know that EM is an invention of Japan. EM is the effective microorganism which we use as the natural the biofertilizer mixing, preparing it in India for the organic biofertilizer. So this kind of inventions which are there in Japan, they are ready to collaborate and help with us. And now what I'm going to show in another 5 minutes, I'm going to finish it. So this is the video that I'm going to show for the Japan visit by the Indian farmers. I'm just showing a small PowerPoint presentation. Glance it. This is in New York by the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal of Japan, which presented in the United Nations Agriculture Conference, Global Agriculture Conference, under the Sustainable Development Goal. In Winga Conference 2019, Japan has won the best award for this biological organic farming. The one which you are seeing here is this Japan's bluff theory under the SDGs principle, Sustainable Development Goal. The gentleman whose name is Koiwai Sensei, we call him Koiwai Sensei, he is the man behind this entire agricultural initiative. And this project was taken outside Japan in Zambia, in Africa, which was funded by JICA, and they have reduced the input cost and increased the yield through a real technological innovation from Japan, a scientific methodology adapted for the organic farming. That's called bluff. And they are using a lot of devices and equipments like a Dr. Soil. Dr. Soil is the device which is being used for the entire program of this pilot project, which helps to give the soil condition. And also they use the technology like IoT and AI-driven agricultural, the data, big data implementation in their solutions. This is an initiative that Koiwai-san has did in Africa and Zambia. The result of this is Jofa and Bifarm, which is his company. They won the first place in the United Nations Global Agriculture Conference. So they were celebrating this in Japan in February 2020 on 23rd, for which a group of delegations were taken to Japan. Now we are showing the video of that to all of you. Is it visible to all of you? Sir, Pada sir, is it visible?
It is visible, but it is not a video visible. Yeah, it is. Here, there. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So this location is exactly in Tokyo, Indian Embassy. What the Indian Embassy conveyed to the whole farmers is one single message. Please do the value add, because our mangoes are going to America at the cost of 50 rupees per kilogram, and it is made a mango pulp using the Japanese machineries, which is sold in Japan for the cost of 3,000 to 3,500 rupees per kilogram. So that's the kind of value add which is happening in this industry, and that message they wanted to convey. And this is one example that they wanted to tell us. So with that, I just would like to wind it up with the time constraint. We are a lot of other delegates waiting.
I think Kazakiri joined. Kazakiri is there?
No, he's not there. He actually left because they have other.
Okay.
So So this is what we wanted to convey, and thanks for all the participants today, and a lot of big legends who actually given a lot of information, a good message to all the farmers. And right now, we are also farming. We are also making an FPO in Tamil Nadu completely with organic farmers, natural and organic farmers, which we are going to open on August 20th on coming week Friday. And we have Dr. Murugesan sir, who is also an advisor for us, and Albalagan sir is going to be an advisor for us. And also we have people like John Brito sir, Brito Raj sir, who is going to be an advisor. And we look forward all of your inputs, because we are very young, educated, and techie people who come from the technology background and starting this FPO with a complete vision and mission of using the digital world, connecting to the farmers and making a great progress, using a great gap, big gap between the down level farmers and the export level of the quantities and the qualities and certifications like APEDA, NPOP, etc., etc. So with that, I would like to thank all of you for the opportunity given to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. KK. It is a very brilliant and wonderful presentation, and we are definitely thankful to you for this value addition. Two things I would like to add over here. Please ask your entire delegate to join us in the post-lunch session for another panel discussion. We are expecting quite a lot of industrialists to join the panel discussion, which is going to be a very useful phenomenon for them also. And also down the line, we are definitely willing to host a common expo with the Indo-Japan agricultural activities under the auspice or aegis of FWC as a part of our IS360 initiative. So I request Dr. Ashok Kumar to say a few words upon that. Before I hand over the mic to Mr. Mahendra Mehta.
Yeah, this is an important area where the Japanese collaboration with India on the organic sector is quite can go a long way, because KK has initiated a small pilot project in his hometown, and which we are going to support from there. It is going to spread across Tamil Nadu and across India. And NABARD, as he says, has been also funded by Japan. So a lot of investments can come, and Japan is good in products innovations, and so many things are possible. And KK is right, fully entrenched in the Japan, and he heads our first world community, Japan, and with a lot of delegations are just waiting for the COVID to get over, and we can have a lot of interaction between Japan and India, and it will be a wonderful collaboration. And Agritech can have a separate session only for exclusively for Indo-Japan agriculture cooperation.
Quite
I
true.
think this is a wonderful idea. We can take it forward.
Quite true, and we need not wait for the COVID to get over, because things are moving on in a very fast way. I am very delighted to share over here. We have got more than 1,700, 2,000 online visitors thronging our expo, and people are visiting over there. It is being live streamed there in our IS360 YouTube and also by Valai Tamil. Lot many people are watching over here. So I thank you for the wonderful support by Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar. And now I request Mr. Mahendra Mehta to share his views. He has been, yeah, thank you. Mr. Mehta is bereaved. He has a bereavement in the family. In spite of that, he made it a point to join over here and wait. Okay, he had requested me to give the slot, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. So over to you, Mr. Mehta, please.
Yeah, good afternoon to everybody. I'm from Mumbai and basically associated with the agro industry because of food processing. We are in the food processing from last 30 years. I've been associated with food processing industry. So I will had a brief discussion about advantage of food processing for agro-based industry. So I think my presentation is visible.
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Yeah, so 1 minute. Take it up.
Yeah, you can go for the full screen mode. If you go for the full screen mode, it will be definitely press F5.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, fantastic.
Fantastic. So we are in the process of agro-based industry called food ingredient, flavors, natural colors, and this product, which basically come from agro industry and used in food processing. The post-COVID, like last 2 years, there is a good demand for food processing ingredient used in management of the health, like immunobooster, helping people to get psychologically more towards the modernization of Ayurvedic, maybe. Some ingredient which we are using from, say, last 5,000 years has been shifted to food processing by new terminology called nutraceutical. So I will cover in brief 10-20 minutes the basic introduction of prebiotics, then antioxidant, nutrient, herbal medicine, phytochemicals, and regulations about the food processing industry called health and dietary supplements. So this is the time where change is taking place because of the city life and aging population. We are facing a lot of metabolic diseases which are like can be managed with the food supplements or food habits. And this generally it happened more in city because of the pollution, and we have a lot of diseases like diabetes, heart attacks and all because of the mental tension also. Traveling tension, workload, city life, not good working conditions and all. So these are like the welcome to the nutraceutical revolutions, where we have all the agro-based value-added products which are good for health. There are different category and different target also. This coin came with the industrialization. The nutraceutical came into after the industrialization because of our adverse effect of pharma chemicals or food processing, where most of the health benefit or nutraceutical ingredients are lost during the processing. So the terms nutraceutical came from nutrition and pharmaceutical. So it is in between pharma and food, the term nutraceuticals. And it refers to vast type of ingredient which we use day-to-day life, like the ingredient which provide health and prevent some treatment of disease. So the basic flow chart is it come from plant to food, and food to nutraceutical extraction ingredient, and then for it clinically proven health benefits. And we also have a category called phytonutrients, which come directly from plant, like beta carotenes and all are extracted and used in the form of drugs like capsules, tablet and all for treatment and management of disease. So basic category by definition under Food Safety Authority, we have 4 or 5 categories like dietary supplements where probiotics and antioxidants, enzymes are used, herbal and phytochemicals where a lot of botanical extracts are used, and then the routine nutrient which used to be in pharmaceutical like multivitamin capsules, tablets, amino acids and all has now been used under health and dietary supplements. And the advantage in last 2 years is we have a lot of activity in this, and most of this are taken out of the control of drug licensing, and they can be manufactured under FBO, Food Product Operator licenses. So it Food Safety Authority, it has some protocol for manufacturing, but it's not drug. It is a food item. These are the few products which are popular with the nutraceutical ingredient. It is basically if we say like milk added with vitamins or milk added with omega-3 fatty acids, something like add-on product with nutraceutical category. And we had an old US definition of it, DISA 94 definition, where we contain more than following dietary ingredients. So these ingredients are like vitamins is the most oldest one. It came maybe the 100-year-old vitamins range are available in the market. So there are a lot of awareness about consumption, health benefits of vitamins. Minerals like calcium and all now proven very good for health. Then amino acids for weight management and bodybuilding. This category which come from agro product are concentrate, extract, combinations of ingredients. We will have a brief information on this. So that commercially, like what we say, commercially more important agro product which are used as a nutraceutical is omega-3 fatty acids. It comes from two sources. One is vegetarian source like flaxseed oil. It can come from even fish oil. Then coenzyme 10s, glycosmine and probiotics and calcium fortification. These are like commercially very important products which are produced from agro industry. And this is the present brief show of the. I will share this PPT, so anybody interested can write to me, or I will share to the organizer. So it will be a reference point for what's happening based on agro product. This is the whey protein, which is like in last 2 years, market has grown by 30% year on year because of the quality and the health benefit of the whey product. Now, it is a definition. We can share it probiotic, prebiotic, and symbiotic. So we can refer to the definition. There is a difference between the action of the ingredients. Probiotics is for bacteria, which is like Yakult, with the product is explained here. It is a Japanese product, and it's available in India. They have started manufacturing in India, and it proven to be the first probiotic in Indian market also. And when it launched in 1930s, say almost 100 years back, it was the first probiotic product, nutraceutical product based on milk, skim milk powder. So how it type probiotic is good for your digestive system health, and then it is colonized in intestine. The nutrient and substance are very normal in diet. So most common probiotics are commercially very popular and proven health benefits are lactobacillus, streptococci, and bifidobacteria. And all these are produced from dairy industry. So this is like a raw material is from milk or milk-based product. This is the mode of action of probiotics, which I explain in brief. And then a lot of research work is going on for probiotic for preventing cancer. There are like thousands of activity or research paper with different probiotic strain. Then urinary tract infection prevention, because they are mostly antibiotics and other drugs doesn't work. So this is like we used to take something like ginger or some product which like when we travel we have a vomiting sensation and all. So it is something like preventing that vomiting sensation. Traveler dry area, when people change from one place to another, they're not able to have the same digestion, or they have stomach upset, loose motion and all. Okay, there are continuous research, clinical trial are going on. And when we say the research done in pharmacological way or clinical way, we have all this management system in our dahi, trikhand, or chas. There are Ayurvedic therapy with only giving chas throughout the day to cleaning your system for developing digesting or eliminating infection in digestive system. So it is world is changing, but we have this knowledge, only we have to commercialize it to the level that it benefit to the smallest people. Because at present, when we talk about Yakult, if I have to take say 3 Yakult bottle in a day or 2, it costs me 40 rupees or 30 rupees, which is not affordable for lifelong. You can take when your stomach is upset. But then for a common man, if we have something which is like in between dahi and Yakult, which is good, equally good for health, which is affordable or people can make at home, then it will be more useful. Now, the antioxidants are required for, because now aging population is there, so we require very Alzheimer development and all, to prevent Alzheimer development, atherosclerosis and cancer. Because nowadays, previously cancer used to take place in, say, after 70, 65 age, but now it is even taking place in the young age, like 25 to 40 also. So this because of the diet habit. So the main antioxidants are significantly reduce the oxidative state and is available from all the colorful vegetables, colorful fruits. The food you eat, the nutraceutical food is basic is how brightly it is colored. Like beta carotene is color orange, lycopene is red, and these colorful pigments of the agro products are very useful for body. And then we have commercialized these things because of the maybe the city population who doesn't get a proper vitamin supplement in their diet, so they consume in the form of tablet, capsules, or maybe supplemented in dairy product or food product. And this is the simple mechanism of actions, which is theoretical things. The ideal antioxidant should have all the property, like it should be fat soluble, like vitamin E is a fat soluble. It should not contribute to any order. Suppose I add into a biscuit or a confectionery, the products should be palatable to children. Or if I add into a, say, ice cream, so people should be able to consume 100 ml of ice cream with antioxidant or with vitamins or with beta carotene, something like that. So this is the what challenge food industry face to how to make it as good as the natural one. And these antioxidants are very good. Only thing is it has to be taken regularly. It's not a medicine that you take it for 10 days or 15 days and you get cured. So antioxidants consumed regularly can prevent atherosclerosis, Alzheimer, heart failures, molecular degradation. And all this was not known 100 years back. All these diseases are developed due to industrialization and modernization and city life because of that change in dietary habits or food products. And this the main vitamins and minerals. Now there are studies that even vitamin D is deficient in Indian population, whereas India has a 365-day sunshine. Still, the city population is developing the vitamin deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. Similarly, vitamin A deficiency because of the not eating much of the colored fruits and vegetables, beta carotene. Now, this is a concept which came from modern science, and it is a ingredient taken from, say, Ayurvedic or Chinese herbal medicines and all these things. So this ingredient are used from last 2,000 years or thousands years, but now it has been put into the action with the supplementing food. Like it's not given in the form of tablet and capsules. It will be given in the form of food product like biscuit, beverage, confectionery, and all. The first one is from China, which is John Watt. Then ginseng is quite a popular ingredient for food supplementation. Cranberry juice extract, green tea. Now we consume tea with milk. So there is a theory behind it that with milk, the protein of the milk is not get tannin and it's not available to the body, biologically available to the body. Whereas green tea has a lot of ingredients catechin, which is good for weight management and other activity. Now, since garlic is a part of our kitchen, but garlic has a lot of health benefits, and when people watch consuming garlic at a sufficient dosage on daily basis, like chutney and sabji, so it requires in milligrams. So if it's part of your diet, it is very useful for regular consumption. Now the popularity of garlic capsules has came out, concept of garlic capsule, but then it become like a supplement in the form of when you doctor write to you or a therapist or nutritionist write to you, you take it. So it is the summary of the health benefit of these ingredients. Like ginseng is good for hepatitis, sleep aid, preventing depressions or managing depression, when it is in actual depression, you have to take allopathic. But then these are the ingredients which can manage it. Say you came out of a depression after 1 month or 1 year of treatment, then you can manage with this ingredient rest of the things, rest of your life or rest of your system mentally. And since doctor, generally it is a product which is like not given with the particular allopathic medicines because of the interaction and side effect. Most of this ingredient, like RDI is given here, is 200 milligram to 600 milligram. But if you consume, say, 6,000 milligram or maybe 6 gram, which is like a teaspoon, then it can have a side effect like you can get a headache or you will feel uneasy, diarrhea and all. So generally the Ayurvedic practitioner recommend it, or people with a knowledge of the subject select it from OTC item from the medical store. The green tea also has a regular consumption instead of black tea. If it green tea is used, then it can reduce your LDL cholesterol level, anti-aging property. It may increase your metabolism. So the weight loss, it's not weight loss with the therapy like a doctor, but it is a natural weight loss which will not come back provided you have a green tea on regular basis. Milk crystals is one of the ingredients from Europe as well as in China, which is used as a therapeutic preventive medicines. Now see the health benefit of garlic, which is listed with clinical data, are like it white blood cell platelet, then bacterial infection and constipation is prevented, good for diabetic people. Even when you have heavy mortal poisoning, which is more because of the city consumption of the like canned food and all, it help in eliminating heavy metal from your body system. It help in regulating hypertension and dysplasia. So these are the main, but of course the garlic cannot be taken with the allopathic medicine like aspirin, vaporin. It has been studied and it has been recorded in clinical data that interaction between the allopathic and garlic is very, you can have a side effect like dizziness, skin rashes, sweating and vomiting. Ginkgo biloba is one of the main for dementia, that is part of the stage of the depressions and memory, increase your memory, premature syndromes and Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a disease which develops say over a 20-30 years. So when you come for a treatment of Alzheimer's, it's too late when you medically feel that the doctor say that you are Alzheimer's. At that stage there is no disease, no treatment. But you put particular herbal ingredient as a part of your diet or in the food, then you can delay the Alzheimer or you can prevent the Alzheimer to that extent. Clinical data has been generated, but still, when we say we cannot reverse it, we can manage it, something like that. Again, the same thing, like we have summarized the medicines which should not be given with ginkgo biloba because of its side effect. Sandwort is also one of the major ingredients for digestive and preventing moderate depressions. It also has some side effect with medicines like dry mouth, constipations and all. Now this is the most modern terms which is 100% based on quality of agro product. Because when we extract, say, 1 ton of a particular ingredient like beta carotenes or some lycopenes, the tomato, we get only 5 to 10 gram of lycopenes, which is biologically available and active. So there is the extraction method. It's not that we can extract and make it powder and give it to the patients or to the people. So it is a biologically active chemical compound which are found in pound. So suppose you consume a tomato, It's 100% better to consume one tomato or one or two tomato every day, because your requirement of lycopene is 10 milligram or 20 milligram per day. But if it go to a medication level, like when you are when it is feel like you have a problem in your eye for like macular degenerations and all, lycopene is given in the form of capsules. Now suppose we remove it from tomato as a lycopene and then again put into food product. So it is suitable only for the cold processing. You cannot produce hot beverage like thumbs up and the orange beverage or mango beverage. You can add into ice cream where it is biologically available again. So these are like the food science has evolved in a reverse way. We extract it and we again add into the food. So it's always better for Indian population, since we have throughout many of the fruits and vegetable available throughout the years. We can have the fruit itself in our diet. Like tomato is available throughout the years, banana is available throughout the year. There are many fruits which are available throughout the years. So that become a part of diet, then this phytochemicals concept is can be used for prevention, treatment, not prevention. Prevention can be done naturally with consumption of fruits and vegetables. And these are the theory behind it, how they act. So it is a cofactor of enzymatic reaction, and it is well proven, documented, clinically trial product for the extract, biologically active extract. But whole fruit we are consuming from say thousands of years, so we know it. The compound content of it is good for health. So it is like a reinventing the wheel. We know that carotene is good for health, but we extract it, we put into our capsules and consume the capsules of vitamin A. So it's like there are ifs and buts why we want to process it, agro product, when we can consume fresh. But there are like people who are staying in a remote area or city where fresh fruits are not available, or they are not, people cannot afford the fresh food, then it becomes therapeutic things that we have to consume it. These are the summary of the things, like from which food product, which agriculture product, what chemicals, what phytochemicals we can get. Like garlic, onion are good for, and they had alanine sulfide, which is commercially extracted and given to the patient as well as preventing the maintenance of the disease. Like cabbage, cauliflowers extracts contain sulfonophenane and isothiocyanates, which are good for managing the disease. As explained, like tomato has good lycopenes, which your body require every day. Like it's not like that if you take a tomato, 5 tomato in a day, next 5 days you cannot, you will be good at it. It is something like that. When they say medicine, you have to take one in evening, one in night. Similarly, tomato should be taken at least one in a day. Not that 5-day dose, we can take it and then substance it for next 5 days. So these are the summary of the many phytochemicals which come from agrochemicals, and globally, like forward country where they have food processing at 80% or 70%, everything is processed. So it lost during the heat processing. So we have to add back. So this is the science developed by them, and we have to find out our own needs and what we need out of this as an ingredient, or for like ginger, which is good for health. Can we have a ginger in our tea every day, or we need to take a ginger capsules? So it will win the choice as well as the requirement of the individual. It cannot be given as all the 300 million people are weak in iron, so we can give iron supplement to everybody. Iron can be, now they are incorporating into the food product like wheat flour and these things. There is a lot of science behind it to do it at a mass scale, because when we extract any product and we take out the phytochemicals, there are a lot of processing costs. And again, the cost of processing, as well as when we say that one mango can be sold, 1 kg of pulp is sold in 3,000 bucks. They know that why they are consuming mango. That this may not be for taste. It is mainly for beta carotene content of the mango. So it's always there to have fresh fruits and fruit and vegetable in daily diet. So in conclusion, like epidemiology we have or pandemic we have or COVID, there may be in India we have only 2%, 2 millions of people affected. But if we see the figure in developing countries, they don't have much of the agroclimatic product available to them. And many of them are depend on the canned food or processed food. So they are more affected or the number are different. It's always better to have healthy foods, nutritious food. And when required, we should have a supplemented with nutraceutical extracts or nutraceutical product. So that's what, in brief. I'm open to more discussion, identify the more ingredients for processing and business opportunity. Thank you very much. This is the brief discussion about Indian FDA, which is we have the health and dietary supplements. And last, I will say that let food be your medicine. You eat selected food, nutritious food, so that you don't need medicine in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. So I am really thankful to you. In spite of your bereavement, you made it a point to stay and give your presentation.
We scheduled it at 2:30 because of the COVID protocol and all.
Okay. Thank you. One quick question to see. As a farmer, so what way you can help them to add on these products?
Yeah. Now think it that if we consider South India, there are organizations like Plant Lipids, Synthetics, and Semi-Labs, which has cooperative farming or corporate farming, whatever you term it, because the new food law, new agriculture law are still not well understood. Maybe.
Correct. Yeah, not interpreted.
But the farmer which require medicinal extracts, which is globally like cancer, the preventing of cancer or turmeric, we extract curcumin out of it, and 50% of curcumin extracted in India is supplied globally.
Okay.
So commercial value of curcumin has gone up because of the commercial demand abroad. And it is like unique to India. Like mango is unique to India for export.
Correct.
Curcumin or turmeric, we call it haldi,
Correct.
is unique to India. Similarly, red chili extract, oleoresins and pepper extract. These are having a good metabolic. Like if you are overweight and diabetic, then the medically doctor has to control diabetes as well as weight.
Correct.
So natural capsaicin and all are good for managing weight as well as diabetes. So there are many ingredients, and we can have a forum where we can select top 10 agro commodity, which is commercially useful for global marketing. Okay, we need dollar because we need to buy petrol and diesel. So we need to export, but our priority should be that we should give fresh to our population.
Correct. Thank you for your insight.
Commercial interest, it is always a interest of our population, and okay, if it's good for cancer and globally people want it, we will cultivate more.
Correct.
We will focus more on cultivations.
If you have time, maybe you can join us on 15th. Dr. Dhyaneshwar Vakchure is going to present on the medicinal aspects of the Agritech. Okay, so you can join there.
I will love to. I will be there. Yeah.
Definitely. KK, you had some visitor from US. Is he still available? Are you available there, KK? Maybe before going ahead.
Nata Raman.
Mr. Karunanidhi, are you available there?
No, sir, he left. That USA person also he left, sir.
He left. Okay. It is there midnight.
On 15th, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Babu, are you available there? Glosap? I think he has also left.
I'm here. Hello, I'm here. I'm sorry. I had a trouble. Can you hear me?
Okay. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you please introduce yourself, Mr. Raymond?
Yes.
Nathan, you can speak. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Nathan Raymond, and I'm living in Japan, and I come from New York.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to hear how people like yourselves are in India and looking to connect to foreign people. And I'm the opposite. I am in a foreign country looking to connect to India. So it makes it so much easier. And this is what I want to also offer to you, because when people in your country are trying to get something, it's usual that we look to pay money. Everybody measures things with money. But now is a different time because we have a sharing economy on Facebook, and marketing is something that all businesses need, but it's better if people communicate with someone like me on social media before they spend money. Like, we're an international friendship association. So the way can anyone hear me? Is it okay?
Okay.
So when I introduce what I do in Japan, it's easy to call me an English conversation partner. But when I'm in Japan and I offer services to people outside Japan, then I can consider calling myself a life coach, public speaking consultant, educational, marketing, nonprofit, political consultant, public relations, event planning, home networking, and marketing strategy. But I do this all as an online influencer, and my personal brand is I'm in Japan, and I'm connecting with India and America. And so online, from e-commerce and being, I could put an offer on my Facebook, and I can put an offer on my YouTube, and my personal brand, right? So the greatest strength is diversity. And when we consider the Indian contribution to a partnership of India, America, and Japan, then we're talking about Indian branding. Okay, so all of you looking at it from a foreign point of view, how are we branding India? And so what I'm here to offer is what we call digital transformation. And digital transformation can come to a person and come to a company. And the idea of digital transformation is that we're transforming the way we do things to go from physical to digital. So instead of a physical building, you have an online brand. And instead of getting a local customer, you have a digital presence that you could get customers from anywhere in the world. And so, we actually offer these information products, they call. And the idea is how most quickly we could go to helping the people collaborating with us generate money. And money is an uncomfortable subject for some people. However, International Friendship Association is not uncomfortable. It's very welcoming. And, so when we talk about people, all right, so in Japan, we have monotsukuri, right? We're making products. But then in my town of Minokamo, Gifu, we also have something called machitsukuri. So machitsukuri is all over Japan. Everybody has a campaign that wants to make their place the best. Now, my local Minokamo machitsukuri plan is our location can be the place where people from India are connecting to first, so that people from India right now, you guys have a partner immediately. You can connect with me online, and I'm introducing you virtually. I'm showing you where I live virtually. I have 12 categories of business here that you guys could see what I'm doing and join me while I join them. We call senpai kohai. Okay, Japanese people are the senpai, but I'm the kohai. And now that I have a camera, I have a phone, I go there, you can see what I'm doing.
I think some technical problem.
Okay, there is some problem. I just thank you, Partha sir. I just give a background about Mr. Nathan. Nathan hails from New York, and he married to a Japanese industrialist in Nagoya. He's well connected with a lot of CEO and MD kind of a profiles in and around Nagoya, and he is spearheading all his international friendship and connecting between Japan and India and America. So we always talk about Japan, America, India as a J, the meaning of victory. Definitely, we will work with him as a the collaboration between America and Japan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think we can move forward, Partha sir.
Yeah, Mr. Babu, can you just tell me how your technology can play a role in supporting the Agritech? Mr. Babu from Glosap, Singapore.
Yeah. Good morning to everyone. So all the way you are talking about all the agri technology and all this, but I just wanted to tell you like there is another technology also coming inside. You all know like the digital workforce, right? This is going to help many enterprises how to improve their productivity. Okay, I'm just going to run. I won't take much time. Just give me another 5 minutes time. Let me show few slides and then run few videos, and then we will discuss further. It's a bit interesting for you guys. Yeah.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, can I take the control of the screen, please?
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Still.
You can share the screen. Yeah. You are visible.
Yes. Can you see my screen? Yes.
Yeah, visible.
Right. This is my company. We have operation in Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Thailand, Germany, US, UAE, and India. India is our back office. We have our center of excellence. Around 75 to 80 AI and robotic resources are sitting in India. They are supporting globally for all the global digitalization projects. Okay, we are in the business for more than 15 years. Originally, we started as an enterprise solution and automation. And the last 5 years, you all know, like people are talking about emerging technologies, all came into the picture from 2015 onwards. Then we started focusing on the AI and robotics. That's a pretty interesting area. And then we come up with a new model called the ROS, which means robotic as a service. And then IoT and blockchain. These all, I think that some of the concept you are aware of it. Okay, this is our global operations. This is our global directors. Okay, so now we are coming to the little bit interesting topic. Okay, people call it as many ways like robotic process automation or digital works or virtual employee and all this. So imagine like for your company or any organization, you are hiring someone and you are giving some orientation for 1 or 2 days and assign certain specific tasks to them. Like this is your role. Let's say there is a AP person or AR person or maybe a financial controller. So you tell them this is what you are going to do, your roles. Every day you have to do, purchase order or sales order or whatever it may be. Then you give some authorization. Based on that, they started doing the transaction in some of the application systems. Someone use SAP or Microsoft and all this, right? So the same way, like what we are bringing is we are bringing a digital workforce. Okay, so this is a new concept. So this digital workforce is hosted into your office server. You may not see this person, but he may be just sitting next to you and trying to do some transaction along with you, like a human as well as the machines. We have to work together. Okay, so how the machines are built is like it is having a machine learning capability and little bit of artificial intelligence. Everything we just program in such a way, and this bot can mimic exactly like a humans, and it log in into some any ERP system and do some transaction and do the posting accordingly. And every month you want to send some invoices or payment collection or dunning notice, almost like 50 to 60% of the routine jobs in every organization can be done by this digital workforce, right? So don't get afraid like all the digital workforce are going to take out our white collar job and all this. Definitely not. It is going to complement, because all these bots can do like 25 times faster than humans, and it is handling more in the repeated task. So the idea is why human has to sit and do the repeated routine jobs. People are meant to think about more, analytical and knowledge-based working. So we want to pass that routine jobs to the digital workforce. Okay, that's the idea. That concept emerged, and now it started going very well. Every company, it is mandatory to have one automation layer. Okay, that's the need for this hour. Like you all know very well, like in 90s, people using a different decentralized systems, some in account separate, finance operation separate, and procurement separate, and all this. So everywhere people wanted to do the data entry into the different systems. Okay, but in early 90s, that all the single integrated system came into the concept. That's what that ERP, people call it as enterprise resource planning, which means if you do one data in one area, let's say I create a customer, then the same information will pass all the submodels. So I don't want to do any data entry. So ultimately they want to reduce the data entry time. Okay, that's the objective. If I reduce my data entry time, definitely my office productivity will get increased. Second thing, the missing factor is, okay, everything data, but from the data, am I getting the insights? Insight is the most important, right? See, I'm getting my today production information, but I need to compare what happened yesterday. Then only I know whether I'm improving or not. Okay, same way, like I need to compare my last month or last year and all this. So basically you need data. So from the data you need to do some sort of analytics. That analytics will give you some sort of inside information to you. This insight supposed to be a real time. Then only I will make a call. Even you want to buy some stocks, I want to see the past performance of a company. Do I need to buy? Is it in the lower level? Am I in the bull market or bear market? Same way, like the data has to give the insight. Now what happened is majority of the companies having data, but the insights are not getting real time. So if you want to get the real time, you need someone has to do quickly in the background and pull all this analytical information and put it into you in a graphical, nice way to you. Then only you like it, right? That you will make a call immediately. Okay, I want to buy or not. What is the price today? Am I going to log the order or not? So all this you need information. So all this information by using the digital workforce, you will get instantly. Okay, so like that you will get many of these advantages. Okay, before further I'm going, let me run one bot After that, we will have a little discussion. Sir, give me a second. I'm just searching and then picking up one relevant bot. Sir, can you see my screen?
No, sir. Let's see.
Okay, just give me a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
You are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So okay, we have many bots. In fact, like we have 60 different process. Some, can do the invoice, some purchase and all this. I'm just running one bot for the recruitment process system. Typically, that recruitment is like you need to do the job posting, then you need to call the people. After that, you need to evaluate the people. And once you finalize the person suitable for your organization, you need to send the offer letter to them. So this is like multiple process. It's a one recruitment scenario. So the same scenario, if the digital workforce is handling, how it is going to be. That's what I'm going to show it to you now.
This video demonstrates how our...
Sir, can you see my video screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Super.
The bot posts the job description and other relevant requirements on the recruitment website. In this example, the bot is designed to extract the job details from an Excel sheet for demo purposes. This can also be done in any existing client HRMS system, and then it uploads it directly to any job portal or any job site. Here in this video, the bot will be uploading the job description on a job portal called naukri.com. So it will log in, and then it will proceed to posting a job. Now all the required details will be filled in, starting with job posting headline, employment type. All the details about the job description is being entered, and then key skills. The experience will be filled in, and then salary range, location, industry, the functional area, the role, the educational qualification. And once it is all done, it is being posted now. And once the bot will obtain the job ID, which is usually given by the job portals, it will log out, and then it'll update the job ID in the Excel sheet. This video shows how the RP bot is designed to contact the selected candidates in order to invite them for the interviews. In this example, the bot is designed to extract the information from this Excel sheet, which has all the details of the shortlisted candidates. Log into the email account, and then start writing the email to the shortlisted candidates. Now, the email content of the invitation emails will be based upon the timing that are mentioned in the Excel sheet. Each of the candidates are given at different timings when they are supposed to arrive for the interview. And all this is done by the bot. These videos are being slowed down in order to have a proper look at how the bots function usually. Now, once all the emails that are sent, you can actually go back to the sent folder, and then you can have a look at the timings which are mentioned to the shortlisted candidates. You can actually cross-check them, and then you can have a look at the email content which is sent. This video demonstrates how RP bot executes the last step of the hiring procedure, where the hired candidates are informed. In this example, the bot is designed in such a way that all the hired staff will be informed about the job position that they're offered, and each candidate will be receiving an offer letter through these emails. According to the Excel sheet, there were 4 shortlisted candidates, and out of 4, 3 were hired, and their details are extracted from that particular Excel sheet, and then the content is generated based upon the details given in the Excel sheet. And each of them will be receiving an offer letter through these emails with their names on it. Each email will have a different email with the subject, with the content which is generated according to the job details. And then the bot locates the offer letter and then attaches them to the email. Now, once all the emails are sent, you can again check them in the sent folder, the details which are mentioned, and you can actually cross-check all the information. And then you can also check the offer letters that are attached, that each of them has a different one. For more insight or clarification, you can reach out to us. Thank you.
Sir, can you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the sample, the digital workforce, how it is helping on the recruitment process, right? We built robots close to 60 different processes already. Like any enterprises, any industry, doesn't matter. Basically, the digital employee has to be, the enterprise supposed to bring few digital employees as soon as possible, because the technology is coming up to that level. In fact, after the post-COVID, like a lot of people are looking for the digital workforce because it has to run on the office environment. All the bots can run on 24/7, 365 days. And it can sit on any computer or any of their office premises in a secured environment. Okay?
Excellent, sir. Thank you very much for the
Thank you, sir.
brief.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Since we have the short of time, I would like to have some few quick words from Dr. Moni, and then find out his views. Then we'll wind up for this session.
Okay.
Thank you very much. It was very nice that you invited me to participate rather than to inaugurate the program, because I learned a lot.
Okay.
And, it is, I have been taking down notes, and, let me start from the bottom up, that Mr. Babu has given, what process. It is the digital workforce is going to come. Maybe trade unions may protest. Doesn't matter, because productivity has to increase. Many entrepreneurs have to become, unicorns, and they cannot be stopped by the either trade unionism or militancy. Because they are knowledgeable people, knowledge workforce, knowledge development, knowledge value chain, knowledge economy.
Right.
And so this is a very important thing. Bottom line, come what may. The thing is that our development and productivity increase and employment opportunities is in the direction of knowledge economy, and which is essential in a country like India. See, we may talk about poverty. How long we will derail the country? There is a limit for that, and youngsters, like Mr. Babu and so on and so forth. Technology is very important. Technology, we should not be only the consumer of technology. Technology development and product are more important. Algorithms are more important. This is where the wealth is there. So That is an important thing, and you said it very nicely. Digital workforce, and especially to help the 14 crore farmers, is very important. That's why in my talk, even though I made a detailed presentation, I will send it to all the people. I will send it to Mr.
We'll definitely have a separate
We
session.
can send it to that. And my aim is that I'm 68, and I would like to see that 2.25 lakhs agri startup takes place in India to help 14 crore farmers. Whether political system helps or not doesn't matter. Farming community farm has to be saved.
Quite true.
Farmers have to be saved, and there is no reason that they should be they should be poor. A lot of money can be put in their pocket. So this is where that job is there. Potentials are limitless. If people look into it, and this is one aspect. And second one is that Mr. Mahendra Mehta is very important thing, food and processing. And in the country, we do only 2 to 3% for processing industry, whereas all the other developed countries 30 to 40%. I don't know what is wrong with us.
Lack of awareness. Lack of awareness to the bottom line.
Not lack of awareness. It is a problem with our educational system. It is that what is happening with our agriculture university, 450 agriculture colleges in India, 75 agriculture university, 100 and odd ICR institution. That I will tell you, for example, Mr. Babu, you should also, please put on your, video.
Yes, sir.
The thing is that banana alone, from the pseudo stem, I'm not talking about the commodity after, whether it is a distressed ale or not. And, one plant can give a farmer 50 rupees pseudo stem. We have got 268 crores. We waste 268 crore into 50 is equivalent to 13,000 crore per annum. We waste because we don't have a banana block, value chain system to create wealth from the waste. And this is, this is one only in India, 13 states are growing banana. And, the thing is that the banana which grows in my district, I come from Kanyakumari, 25 varieties, doesn't even reach Delhi, but we are trying to make exports to New York. From Kanyakumari, the banana exports doesn't even, I'm not able to get it in one variety which comes from Kerala, but the 25 varieties which are available in Kanyakumari is not even reaching Delhi, but we are trying to look for exports to New York. So the thing is that distance trading, marketing, and traceability with all those things is necessary. And another one, the thing is that the Japanese team, and this is the second time I'm listening to them, and that this is what it is being talked about, that the farming, to meet the SDG goals, 17 SDG goals, to meet at the farm level, because agriculture is one which can meet the goals of almost all 17, because all the 17 goals to meet, you need food. And I was listening to one address, it may be very good for you, that how to bring youths, African youths into agriculture. One, lady doctor, she's very young. She said that we don't need, high interest based loan, because agriculture it's our food, it's our energy. We can work for 24 hours, but we need food to work, and we need lending, the credit at low interest rate. Who is going to give it to us? Whoever coming to African soil come with interest, and we are not able to pay, they beat us. And I was really moved by that. And also she said it, why do you she was made of as all international organization in agriculture, why do you put a very old people, farmers in your flyer? You put youngsters like me. I'm a beautiful face, you put me, I'm a doctor, I want to do agriculture, and you put me in the flyer, let the youths get attraction. So this is, attraction of youth in agriculture is to be a very important thing. And the thing is that, like Dr. Mr. Dr. Anbalagan, to Sikkim is a state which has achieved very well. And that too is all true with all northeastern states. Northeastern states have got wonderful agriculture. This is, for example, I was reading that 450 rice flour mills in Madurai cluster was used to get what you call jasmine rice from Burma once upon a time to prepare lot of byproducts of rice. Then after Burma left India, British India, and then they were trying to get jasmine rice. Now the thing is that every flour mill wants to have a 1 ton every day. The thing is that paddy jasmine rice means half a ton. It means that 400 flour mills around Madurai cluster alone needs about something like 400 ton, rice. It means 800 ton jasmine, rice every day. Means that calculate how much, railway wagon goods train has to move from northeast to Madurai alone. But this is not happening. All our domestic, food and agriculture producers have to find a market in 28 states in the country, which are equivalent to 28 nations in the country. And I'll be very happy that Mr. Parthasarathi Iyengar, you said that we are this Agritech is focusing on rural innovators and rural entrepreneurs. I would like to recall, for the benefits of the participants, that in 2005, when Mr. Manishankar Iyer was the Minister for Panchayat Raj, he said that every Panchayat will have a rural hub, rural business hub. We'll bring it. But during his 5 years' time, it was not able to come out. But this is the right time. He has also said why it was not happening. But the thing is that this is the right time. People like you, when I saw your flyer, when I saw that you are trying to promote rural entrepreneurs and rural innovators, and there are a lot of latent heat of energy which is lying in the abdomen of the rural boys and girls, and this has to be energized. And they have a very good aptitude, and it is the tip of the iceberg. And we have to motivate them to bring in their innovative ideas, rural innovations, and rural entrepreneurs. And this is where that I'm very happy that IS 360 and First World Community can join together with all the friendly collaborators from the foreign countries. Let it be Japan, let it be Korea, let it be Taiwan, let it be distant parts of Southeast Asian countries, and Europe and America and North America and South America, that our products can find markets everywhere, including India.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moni. We have to wind up this session so that we can come back at 2:30 for a panel discussion. If you have time, please join in the same link at 2:30. We'll definitely have more insight of you to be shared with you. And we are definitely willing to very closely work with even your Shobit University also to take up your programs across the globe. We have discussed offline with Mr. Babu also how it can be done and other things. We'll be definitely work very closely with you. So with this note, I thank everyone for the wonderful session, and we'll just join back at 2:30 p.m. sharp for the next panel discussion by Mr. Shanmugam Ramamurthy. He is the CEO and founder of Firjoscan and doing lot many value addition for the producers, and we'll share more insight with him. So thanks everybody, and thanks Raymond for joining once again, and we'll try to meet many times and then take it further. So thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Raman. Thank you, sir.